Welcome to Better Preparedness. Just finished a 7-hour and 40-minute ride. This episode, which I'm going to film tomorrow because it's now dark, is entitled How to Plan for Long Solo Rides, preparedness-wise. Please click that subscribe button if you enjoy this video and the like button, and we'll see you tomorrow. Well, good morning and welcome to Better Preparedness. It's a frigid late August morning here in Canada. This is supposed to be the nice warm time of the year where there are no more bugs and so on. I want to talk to you about the wonderful things about long solo distance rides and what I call sort of destination rides, because you have to get from somewhere to somewhere, not sort of return to home thing. One of the things with parenthood I find is that I miss long distance bike rides. And I used to do those with bike touring and just on my own or just with friends. But with parenthood and children and family responsibilities, it's harder to get out for long rides. But when we have to go somewhere and something's within 100, 200 kilometers, I still love to fit in those long rides. But preparedness pays off. Not only with your actual success in doing it, but also just your feeling of confidence. You just feel more confident that you can probably handle what could come your way. So what I want to talk to you about is, well, how you figure out that preparedness. And there's a few things. There is your bike, this is your kit, and then, well, there's you, the person, as well. Now, if we start with the bike, equip the bike with what the bike needs to get there. And, this is a vintage bike. This is the only one I have right now. This is a 1997 Cannondale F1000. It's got slicks on it. Now you've got the tool pouch option at the back. Just load that with the stuff that you might need. I've got tire levers, I've got 2 spare tubes, a patch kit, a multi-tool, chain breaker, and then there's the bike pump there. I'm a huge believer in a frame pump. There's no sense in just carrying CO2 cartridges, because that's the number of cartridges you have is the maximum number of times you can get out of jail. Get the water bottles going. I had 2 sets of lights with me, one set to use at the beginning of darkness and the other set into darkness if I face that. Now if we look at the kit, yes, you can go hyper light, and sometimes I do, but I knew leaving at lunchtime on Friday to come up here, I was possibly going to be facing darkness, cooler temperatures and so on. We got the loons going here, but I'm going to run you through a little bit of what I had. If you're going to be navigating with your phone, you're going to be using up your battery. And if you're going to be taking a lot of photos and video, have a battery pack. I had an extra water bottle, so I had 2.5 liters of water on me. I knew there's one refill point at about halfway, so I would just chugged everything I had, topped everything up, and that got me through the rest of the ride. I had some extra granola bars for some food in case the temperature dropped. I had a long sleeve jersey that has a nice sort of heat retention element to it. In the unlikely scenario that it rained, rain can really be chilly and really cool you off, and that's not very pleasant. So a super lightweight jacket and a helmet cover. If your head is dry, the rest of you is a lot warmer. And a wind vest. This is my little emergency kit. I'll put a link up here to building wilderness first aid and emergency kits. Very useful. Won't unpack that on this video. If nature ever calls, one of these. Usually I have a little plastic bag to make sure I carry out whatever used tissues. This was some supply of food I didn't use. There was a little thing of apple juice. And since my kids had managed to sneak some Pop-Tarts into the grocery cart the other day, took a pack of that, but it's kind of yucky stuff, and so I didn't eat that, but that was good reserve. Here I have a multi-tool. You've got to think through the what-ifs and being prepared for that. That's changes of weather, that's equipment breakdown. And one of the things that goes with having that equipment on your bike is the experience you have in doing repairs. I've been riding competitively for over 30 years, and I've learned to fix a lot of things. And every time you learn how to fix something, you have that sense of confidence of, what is likely to break on this bike that could create a major issue for me? Well, it's punctures. Okay, so there I've got 2 fresh tubes and a patch kit, tire levers and a pump. I can most likely handle, as long as the tire isn't completely damaged, and you can even sometimes do some MacGyver tire repairs. But then the other thing is, what happens if I break the chain? Well, there's a chain. I have a chain breaker and some quick links to be able to fix the chain. And the other things like a cable breaking, you can probably survive a brake or a gear cable break, because you can probably switch to another. You can either do only one wheel braking, or you can sort of make do with, at least this is a 3x8 drivetrain, so you can probably survive if one of the derailleur cables breaks. But then there's also your things like yourself being dressed for it, and maybe having some chamois cream in case you get some irritation, sun cream, sunblock, whatever you need to have, sunglasses to protect yourself. Just really think through what are the things you need to resolve most scenarios that you could really encounter. Again, you also want to think road safety, the use of the road by the cars, and having your lights on in the daytime, especially on back remote country roads. It hopefully allows people to see you more often. And I honestly do feel that when you have your blinky lights on your bike, you actually get a bit more road space. People tend to give you more road space. It's almost as if you're a bit more of a vehicle with them on the road. You need a paper map to accompany what your digital thing is, so that if your digital element goes wrong, keep in mind that a lot of places there's no reception. So you can use maps.me, or you download the maps and then you have them on your phone, and then your phone acts like a GPS and shows where you are on the maps. If you're going to be using navigation, make sure you have a battery pack, because navigation is really battery hungry and you don't want to be facing battery anxiety. Have your identification. I'll put a card here about the importance of having identification, maybe a wrist ID. I'm a huge fan of that. The more you practice this, and you can do these rides from home, you can do practice ones, the more you're prepared for it, the more you're confident about having thought through the way the weather can change, or if you get caught into darkness. Yeah, it's also bear country, so being bear aware. I'll put one for bears here, because this is total bear country. Think through what your risks are, think through what your opportunities are, practice with a friend, and then get out there. What long distance solo bike destination riding is a lot of fun. It's a real good motivation. It's an opportunity for me to get in a nice long distance ride. Alright, if you like this video, make sure you click that like and subscribe button, and thanks for watching Better Preparedness.